say, well, someone who wants to be good in their sport, and we just give them loads of hypertrophy training, and we slow that tempo down, we lose that power potential. We're working on hypertrophy to pack muscle on, so they're going to be slower and they're going to be more unfit. So there's a compromise that needs to be done.
If I just focus on that and I gain 10 kilos of muscle and I'm really, really heavy and I can't run around in the park and play football with my kids, my quality of life suffering.
Keeps me like really energized. The fact that I've got people in different areas of that spectrum, do you know what I mean, all the time, and it gives me the ability to really sort of think about things in different aspects, and it builds my experience up over the years to be all of a sudden working with someone who is more based around the strength conditioning, someone who's a bit of both, and then someone that's more on the fitness conditioning side.
So over the years, Kev, both myself and you have certainly adapted the way we train our bodies and the philosophies we use. We have a broad spectrum of clients here. Some like to focus on strength and improving that. Some just want to get bigger. Some want to get fitter. In your opinion, what is more important, strength or fitness?
It's a great question, isn't it? And here's the thing.
I'm pleased you're answering it, not me.
Well, I'll be making sure you get your words in. This is the thing about it, right? What you focus on is where you're going to get your results based on it, okay? So if you're someone who is wanting to step on stage, okay, and you're talking about bodybuilding, stepping on stage, looking your absolute best with as much muscle and symmetry as possible, you're not going to get a cross-country runner who loves his cross-country going to be able to be winning them. Okay, it's just not going to happen because of the mitigating circumstances of what cardio can bring. It's difficult to put on muscle, more difficult, should I say, to put on muscle when you're doing cardiovascular. So when we're talking about stepping on stage, etc., depending on the person, the genetics and everything that goes on with it, you're going to have to think about, like, maybe people are going to have to limit it. You know,
and that's simply because you're trying to pack on muscle and you're burning excess calories.
You could be 12 kilos, and you might need an off season where you can pack on muscle. You're always going to limit yourself.
So it's simple. You need to limit movement so you gain some muscle, some weight, right?
There's got to be a sort of sacrifice to achieve the overall goal. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's always going to be harder. You're putting yourself in a harder environment when you're trying to do both of them. Then you go down the other route and you say, well, someone who wants to be good in their sport, and we just give them loads of hypertrophy training, and we slow that tempo down. We lose that power potential because they're not training for power, plyometrics, the things that help them explode. Okay, we're working on hypertrophy to pack muscle on, so they're going to be slower and they're going to be more unfit. So there's a compromise that needs to be done.
So like a basketball player would be a prime example there.
Exactly. Yeah. So me and you, as we've developed over the years, could have gone down one of those paths. And there's a reason that we haven't. We've sort of went into the middle, haven't we?
Yep.
We've been in the middle because personally, I come from a background of football. I did cross country. I became addicted to fitness at school because of my low confidence issues. And once I got into sport, it stopped me thinking about the confidence issues that I had back in the day. And I loved any sport, basically. So I loved the fact that there was teams and being able to play in it. And then what got me into muscle training because of sort of issues back then, I ended up doing that, and I loved that as well. But I wouldn't want to trade off any of them to just focus on one. And the more that we've developed this over the years, the more I see the importance of both of them in everyday life. So I think that's where it's come from for us, and knowing that we want to shift between the two of them and have two of them available at this gym. We've got the Dominate program, which is strength and conditioning focused.
Yep.
We've got Underground, which is fitness conditioning focused with the weights incorporated, like a hybrid, basically.
Yeah.
And we do both of them because we believe in both of them for different reasons. And where the client is at in the overall spectrum is we want to focus on clients who want to be sort of somewhere between both. But here's the beautiful thing about it. I love the fact that I want people, because we personalize everything for our clients, whether they're group training or not. And when clients ask us what they want to achieve, and we always try and work on a plan of action. We want clients working on timelines and plans to a degree. So there's always a focus of something that they're going to be doing. And we can shift them along this sort of needle a little bit. And some people want to, I want to have a focus on strength. Well, we can lead them towards that journey. and then they can come back into the middle again or lead them towards there. Some clients here spend more time in the strength and conditioning. And then some people love the fitness conditioning more. And what I personally want to do is help people on their journey as to where they're at. But I don't want to be perfect and like really expert based in just one of them and just focus on one. I've done it before and it didn't make me feel as sort of passionate about being as an overall, if that makes sense. So for me, it's about putting them towards where they focus and attention should be by firstly having that conversation and chat.
And I also think it's important to help them. I mean, I get this with a lot of the, you know, the male clients I train. You know, do you want to go and do, you know, you've got a bit of cardio? No, I'm all right, coach. I think it's important to help them understand, right, why is strength training important? We know it improves, obviously, muscle mass. Muscle mass deteriorates as you get older. It's important to keep that. It's metabolic tissue. It helps with bone density. It helps with integrity and conformation, ligament structure, right? So we know there's...
We're talking about the longevity of life, basically.
Exactly. Right. But if I just focus on that and I gain 10 kilos of muscle and I'm really, really heavy and I can't run around in the park and play football with my kids, my quality of life suffering, but also my cardiovascular health. So that's where the fitness side, so I think that's what you're getting across as well, isn't it? You want to be able to be strong, so that as we age, as the human body naturally degenerates, you're going to help almost take the curve the other way to slow that process, limit the damage, but also we want to make sure that the cardiovascular side, the fitness side of things is important for the inside, because I think that's often neglected. People think, oh yeah, you look great on the outside, great physique, you know, biceps, chest, legs, but you can't see what's going on the inside. And I think that can also be. I think that's important.
I think that can also be a problem for those who are doing fitness as well.
Yeah,
that I think
totally.
I don't want to go down the route and saying, well, if you're not cardiovascular fit, you're not going to be healthy inside, because the other end of the spectrum is also that.
Yeah, great point. They wear themselves out, don't they?
Wear themselves out, just do far too much.
The damage, the oxidative damage that happens to the vessels, the heart, the capillaries, everything that's going on inside. So that's a great way to kind of to finish, I suppose. It's about getting that balance in the middle of...
And just shifting
to
where your direction should be.
Yeah, you should be able to go for a run at certain points. And if you're not good at that, maybe spend some time on it. Doesn't mean you have to run 30 miles every day, but you should be reasonably strong and be able to perform certain loads for certain reps, for certain exercises with the gym, and just get that fine line straight down the middle.
I think also for my mental clarity as to what I really want to do is to help people. I think it keeps me like really energized. The fact that I've got people in different areas of that spectrum, do you know what I mean? All the time. And it gives me the ability to really sort of think about things in different aspects. And it builds my experience up over the years to be all of a sudden working with someone who is more based around the strength conditioning, someone who's a bit of both, and then someone that's more on the fitness conditioning side. And it sort of keeps me sort of sane, basically. And I like the fact that I'm constantly having to challenge myself to learn and educate.
Guys, if you like that video, please check out more content from us on our YouTube channel. Now, so you don't miss anything, remember to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you receive all the notifications.